It's just all about the losers. It's not just guys. You know, a lot of women are losers out there, and you're the ones who try to overturn prenups. And you're the ones who, you know, the ones with the floral print stretch pants out there, walking around Vons at 10 o'clock in the morning. We've seen you. Seen you out there. That's right. Those of you who've given up ever being 150 pounds again. Sitting there at Cinnabon, porking down. Seen you out there. I know it. It's all about the losers. And the amazing thing is, every time I talk about losers, there's some people out there just think it's so unfair what I say. It's so unfair. Well, I don't think so.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
The Tom Leykis Show. Coming to you from my hometown of Hollywood, California. At 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Talking this hour about losers. John on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
Doing okay?
Hey, I just wanted to tell you, man, I was that guy that you just talked about. I was a horrible loser. I did everything except do the payday advance thing, but needless to say, I was young, dumb. I went out, got a job, best money I ever made, put myself in a huge amount of debt, buying cars I didn't need and all kinds of stuff. And, you know, one thing led to another, ended up being super in debt. The creditors kept calling me. It got to a point where I actually almost committed suicide. And, you know, I have to thank you because thanks to you, I didn't. I, you know, stepped back. I started listening to their show. I realized that, you know, things do get tough, you know, just like you say. And you just have to take it one day at a time. And, you know, it's the board comment. That's exactly what it was. You know what I mean? My life was going nowhere. Was going absolutely nowhere. And then I listened to you, and you talk about, you know, that you didn't, you know, finish college because you couldn't afford it, and yet look at what you've made out of yourself just by working hard and not getting caught up in the drama of chicks and everything else. And I'm happy to say, turned my life around thanks to you.
I'm thrilled to hear that, John.
It's wonderful, actually. I'm in a great job now. I'm actually, next year, I'm going to break 6 figures. And, you know, I DTB'd the ex. She took almost all my stuff, but you know what? It was a small price to pay for finding out what a true bitch she was. And now I'm happier than ever. I'm absolutely elated with my life. I look forward to it. I still get bored, but it's a different type of bored. It's bored because I know now what my potential is. I know what I can be, and I just get bored with the fact that I haven't moved ahead. I haven't moved forward. And it's a boredom that drives me now instead of a boredom that holds me down and makes me depressed. And I owe it all to you. I was thrilled to hear you start talking about this today because there's a lot of guys out there, and I used to be friends with a bunch of them who are in the same position that I was in, and they just don't see it. They don't see their own potential. They get wrapped up in all the drama of life, and like you said, they get their girlfriends pregnant, and the next thing you know, their life is just a dead end, one dead end after another. And you're right, they're the guys down there bagging my groceries and bagging your groceries and changing my oil.
That's right.
It's unbelievable. And hopefully, you know, by doing this topic today, there'll be more people out there who understand that there's more to life. You don't have to be bored. You don't have to go down that road.
Just remember, there are no road scholars there at the parking lot going, all right, lot 7, row 6, this way, this way, this way, this way.
paper or plastic, Tom, paper or plastic.
That's right. That's exactly right.
MBA hanging on the wall with like paper or plastic. This doesn't happen. Anyways, I just wanted to give you mad props, Tom. I appreciate it. I appreciate what you do. Every single day I get my daily dose of Tom when I turn on the radio and drive home from my awesome job now. And I couldn't have done it without you. And hopefully, if you reach one more desperate demented loser guy like myself out there today, it was all worth it.
I'm proud of you, John. Thank you.
Blow me up.
Here you go, baby. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Griselle on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. I am so happy to be talking to you again. How are you doing today?
Do you care?
Yes, I actually do care.
I'm doing great.
You know what? I just have to say this loser topic, you hit home with this one. I mean, I've only been listening to you for a few months, but every time I listen to you, you always have something relevant to say, something true and something that actually affects society. And, you know, I have a lot of respect for that. And I just want to let you know, that I think what you're doing is awesome. You know, I see myself in a lot of what you teach. You know, I mean, whether it's this loser subject, I personally, I'm 25. I do not want to ever have kids. My personal choice, not because I don't like them, but because I want to make something myself. I want to be able to work for people. And basically, I see that's what you do. You know, obviously, you don't have any kids, but the service that you provide, you know, obviously with these men and women, I just want to say thanks, and you are awesome.
Well, thank you for that, Griselle. I appreciate it.
Well, you take care, and can you blow me up, Tom?
You know I can. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Here's Heather on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. Can you hear me?
No.
Okay. I just started listening to you. I was just browsing through the radio, and I've heard you a couple times. And it seems like every time I hear you, you are constantly, like, puffing yourself up and saying over and over again about how rich you are and how...
I am.
I know you are.
You have a problem with that?
No, I have a problem with how insecure you seem because you constantly have to tell people how rich you are and how you showed this bitch because now look how successful you are. And
well, because everybody who does a radio program tells stories about themselves. That's how it works. And the story I tell about myself happens to be 100% true. But everybody who does a radio program where it's talk radio talks about themselves. That's a big part of how you get a conversation started. And clearly maybe you're new to talk radio and you don't know how it works. Or maybe you've been misfortunate enough that your exposure to talk radio has been WBAP or something like that. But the reality is that in talk radio, the hosts talk about themselves. And this happens to be my true story.
Okay.
So I understand that you are ignorant about talk radio and you don't know how it works. I understand that. But that's how it works.
Well, I do.
It has nothing to do with insecurity.
I guess maybe it's because you're the only one on there. All the talk radio I've listened to, there's several people. And
I'm the only one with a good show, and that's why you tune in, and it antagonizes you because I've got a good show, but you don't like my opinions. So that's why you're not listening to WBAP or KLIF or The Ticket or any of the other stations in Dallas that do talk radio, because I've got the best show on the air, and that really antagonizes you, really gets your goat because you don't like my opinions, but you continue to tune in.
Yeah, I guess I do.
Right.
Just because you really do piss me off.
But I have the best show on the air, or you'd be listening to one of the other stations.
I guess it just really shocks me when people call in and, you know, it just sort of seems sick, like cult-like Jeff Warren.
Well,
the way people...
nobody forces you to tune in. I don't know why you're listening.
I don't either.
Yeah, well, I do. It's because you, regardless of your calling in and complaining and trying to take a personal shot at me by telling me I'm insecure,